Welcome to the Literature Capital. In this video, we are going to analyze John Donne's another love poem, The Canonization. In this poem, John Donne has talked about the holiness of his love affair. It's a love poem. It may seem to anyone that he is talking about a religious thing, given the fact that he himself was a dean of a church. But in this poem, he talks about the saintly relationship that he is involved in with his wife, and he's saying that that should work as a model for all the subsequent generations to take lessons in love. In this poem, he has written 9 line stanzas. There are 5 stanzas, and in each stanza, the first, third, fourth, and seventh line are in iambic pentameter, while the second, fifth, sixth, and eighth line are in iambic tetrameter, while the ninth line is in trimeter. The rhyme scheme which he has employed is A B B A C C C A A. So, for God's sake, hold your tongue and let me love. He begins the poem Canonization with a mention of God. It may give us some clue that this poem indeed is going to talk about God or religious thing. It is going to be a religious poem, not a secular one. But then he changes things abruptly. He says that hold your tongue and let me love. He talks about thing which is not so holy. So he is merging this holiness with something that is not considered holy. And this was one of the features of metaphysical poets, to give an abrupt opening to their poems. It catches the attention of the reader. For God's sake, he is addressing an unnamed listener, and he is commanding that he or she should not say anything against him indulging in love affairs, that they should keep quiet and let him do what he loves to do. Let him exercise his freedom of loving his beloved. For God's sake, hold your tongue, stay quiet, and let me love. Or chide my palsy or my gout. You can talk about my other shortcomings. He's telling this to the listener, the person whom this poem is addressed, that you can talk about, you can criticize the fact that I have palsy, that my hands and legs, they are shaking all the time. I have this disease that I am suffering with palsy, and the fact that I am having gout, I am having arthritis where the joints of my body are swelling. You can talk about it, you can criticize all these aspects, but do not talk about the aspect which concerns love. So my 5 gray hairs, you can talk about my 5 gray hairs, you can criticize, you can verbally attack all my 5 gray hairs, or ruined fortune flout, or that I have spent a lot of money, I have wasted away a lot of fortune in extravagance. With wealth your state you mind, with arts improve, but do not talk about my affairs. Okay, you can go and better your own state of affairs. You can work on your state, you can work on your mind, try to make it more evolved. You can take up arts, learn arts. It will give more maturity to the way your mind functions. You can get enrolled in a course, take you a course, get you a place, observe his honor or his grace. You can take up any course, or you can get yourself enrolled in any school, take education, or you can get yourself any house. Do things which concern you. My things are none of your business. Or if you really want to be critical about my affairs, then you should leave aside my love affairs, and you can criticize me on the remaining aspects of my life. Observe his honor or his grace, or the king's real or his stamped face. You can meditate on the king's face. This is up to you. You can get a life, go get a life. You can talk about king. You can indulge in sycophancy for the king, and you can look at his face, the face which is real or the face which is stamped on the coin. You can while away your time doing all such things, but do not talk about my love. Contemplate what you will approve, so you will let me love. Do whatever you want to do, but please let us be alone. Okay, something which he was also asking the sun to do in his poem, The Sun Rising. He was against all sorts of interruptions that are caused by people, the third person. Alas, alas, who's injured by my love? So he's asking many rhetorical questions. Ki nobody is injured by our love. We do not harm anyone. We love each other, it does not harm any other person in the world. What merchant ships have my sighs drowned? Have I drowned any merchant ship by loving my beloved? Or the sighs which I give, are they so powerful that they can make the ships drown? See, these ships are recurring imageries that occur in John Donne's poem, given the time that England was witnessing a lot of sea exploration. This type of imagery was quite common in those days. So, in most of the poems, you will find such imageries. What merchant ships have my sighs drowned? Are my sighs so powerful that they can drown the ships meant for commercial trade? Am I inflicting any damage to the economy of the nation in any way? Who says my tears have overflowed his ground? Have I brought flood anywhere? When did my colds a forward spring remove? Have I been able to make any spring go before its time because of the cold that is inflicted on my body because of my love? Have I caused any change of season by indulging in any love affair? Whatever I am doing concerns me. I have not brought about any effective change in the world. I have not caused any harm to anyone. When did the heats which my veins fill add one more to the plaguey bill? Yes, we do love with a lot of passion, and that passion heats up our body, but the heat that we have in our veins, it does not incur plague to anyone. It does not inflict plague to anyone. Bubonic plague was a very disappointed phase in the history of England or in Europe, when lots of people died because of the epidemic of plague. So he's referring to that period, and he says that we are not responsible for the plague that comes to the world. We are not responsible for causing it. You can talk about the damages that we have done, but I don't think these things have been brought about by us. So what is egging you on to criticize us? What is your problem? Soldiers find wars and lawyers find out still litigious men. So soldiers, they want more wars for themselves. So they look for wars. Lawyers, they want to fight lawsuit. So they look for such cases. But we love each other. So the kind of people we are, the kind of thing we are after. So soldiers want to keep searching for wars, searching for events that can take them to wars. Lawyers, they find cases for themselves to fight lawsuits. They're all indulging in quarrels. But what do? We do not talk about quarrels. We talk about finding a truce. We talk about peace. We talk about love and care. So this is the difference. Call us what you will, we are made such by love. You can call us whatever you think is suitable, but do not try to stop us from doing what we want to do. We are made such by love. It is our choice that our love has made us the way we are. So you can go and call us by any names. Call her one, me another fly. You can say that both me and my beloved are nothing but flies, insignificant creatures going after flames. Are we moths who revolve around flames? Are we attracted by it? We are tapers too, but we are the flames as well. We are not only the moths who go after the flame, but we are the candle as well. And at our own cost die. And we enlighten the world, but we sacrifice our own self. The candles, in their attempt to light the world, they sacrifice their own body for it. So we are so sacrificing people, those people who are in love. So we die at our own cost. We do not bother anyone else. We do not bring harm to anyone else. And we in us find the eagle and the dove, but we are mixture of all the things. We are eagle and the dove. So we are that belligerent creature, very attacking creature, eagle, and we are that peaceful creature, dove. Both birds of different meanings they carry. So we are all enrolled in one. The phoenix riddle had more wit, but I believe that the phoenix metaphor will suit us even more. It has more chances of suiting our situation by us. We two being one are it. So phoenix is a mythological bird it is said that there is only one phoenix at a time in this world, and phoenix is hermaphrodite, that is, it has both the sexes in it. So a phoenix, it is born from the ashes. It rises to the sun, and then it is burned, and then the ashes fall to the ground, and the phoenix rises from the ashes. So this is the story related to phoenix, and he is saying that we are phoenix. We are two sexes in one. We are one of our kind at a time. So to one neutral thing, both sexes fit. We die and rise the same and prove mysterious by this love. We die and we rise the same as we were before dying, and we prove that love is more mysterious, it is more magical. The metaphor of eagle and dove will not suit us. We need a more magical metaphor. Phoenix will suit us even more. We can die by it if not live by love. We can die if we are not allowed to live as we want to live. We are ready to die. We are ready to end our life if the world does not allow us to love each other. And if unfit for tombs and hearse, our legend be, it will be fit for verse. We are not dependent on tombs or hearse. A hearse is that vehicle in which a coffin is carried. The corpse is carried, the dead body is carried. So he's saying that if we do not get a place in the tombs, if we do not get a place in the hearse, we will be living like a legend in poetry. We'll be living like a legend in arts, something which Shakespeare also talks about in his sonnets, that the person who he mentions, Mr. W.H., in his sonnets, he becomes immortal because he is placed in art, and art is immortal. Art does not die, art is permanent. So saying that we will become a legend if we will be contained in poetry. And if no piece of chronicle we prove, we'll build in sonnets pretty rooms. If our story is not written in detail, in elaborate manner, if our story is not chronicled by other people, we can live in short poems, we can live in sonnets. Okay, the sonnet will be like a physical room for us where we will live and we will survive. As well, a well-wrought urn becomes the greatest ashes as half-acre tombs. I don't think we are going to get well-wrought urn, well-shaped urn for our ashes when we are cremated. I don't think these things are too grand for us to be given. The world does not respect us to give this well-wrought urn after our body is cremated. The greatest ashes as half-acre tombs. We are not going to get that half-acre tombs for us, for our dead body. But yes, we will live quite peacefully in our sonnets, and we will be immortal living in it. And by these hymns, all shall approve us canonized for love. And by all these verses that are written for us, including this poem, John believes that this poem will, or such poems will canonize us for sure. Such poems will raise us to the height of sainthood. And thus invoke us, you whom reverent love made one another's hermitage. And then people will address us. When we have gone to the heaven, there people will try to address us, saying that, oh, your love made you so respectful. You made one another's hermitage. So you lived in each other, and each individual was like that sacred place where hermits live. So after death, we'll be raised to that height of sainthood, and then we'll live in each other, and each individual will be that hermitage, that sacred residence where pure people live. You to whom love was peace, that now is rage. When you were living, love gave you peace, but now that you have died, you are enraged at looking at the world. You find the world not functioning the way it should be. The world has not taken enough lessons from you. This is what the people will be saying to John Donne and his beloved, that John Donne and his beloved were very good in their love, but the subsequent generations, they do not believe in such love, so they covet their love. Who did the whole world's soul contract and drove into the glasses of your eyes? So while you were living, while John Donne was living and his beloved were living, they were trying to reduce the whole world to each other's eyeballs. They were the eyes were the world to them, but these this current generation does not know such thing. It does not believe in such thing. So as the saints, John Donne should try to bless the generation that is alive when they have gone. So made such mirrors and such spies. So one who is in love, they know everything. That is why they are compared to spies. One who has felt the depth of love, they understand all the emotions. They can look at a person and know what they are thinking. So their whole personality becomes mirror and spies. They know everything. That they did all to you epitomize, and all these things have led to these people, John Donne and his beloved, become epitomized for their love. Countries, towns, courts beg from above a pattern of your love. All the world's people, be it countries or towns, they will beg from these individuals, John Donne and his wife, and they will beg for the kind of love they had for each other. So they will pray for that love which John had for his wife, and they will ask such love as a blessing. They will look above and ask for such love as a blessing.